All right, so once or twice a year, I do a video like this where we do a deep dive into offensive line, how to get yourself better protection for your quarterback. Sometimes I'm a little bit notorious for tinfoil hattery. If you don't know what that means, that's conspiracy theories within Madden that are very, very tough to prove. And a lot of it can be anecdotal. And that is doing something we have done for years now is actually hurting us. And that is out of position players. I'm so early in the testing of this, but I want to share this with you right now just to get a gauge for what the community is feeling. In my Twitch chat, I've had players say similar experiences for what I'm about to explain to you, and that is playing guards at tackle or tackles at guard, thinking that you could give yourself better pass protection. Now, I know that this could be very, very challenging for a lot of players out there because you're looking to protect your quarterback in Ultimate Team or maybe in regular teams. You have a player that just looks abhorrently bad for your offense and you want to get someone else in that does something a little bit better when you look at the one-to-one comparison of something like maybe pass block. But this year I'm really noticing a trend because I've actually gone to a couple of items and we're going to take a look right here. In fact, this Anton Harrison card that just came out, you could argue that he's actually, from a passing perspective, right tackle number one as it currently stands with this video going out September 23rd. In Madden Ultimate Team, you take a look, he's got 91 pass block, 89 pass block power, 89 pass block finesse. I mean, very, very good. Now, one of the other places on the offensive line in Ultimate Team that is a little bit lackluster is the right guard. So one of the things that I did when I started to upgrade my team is I took a player that had previously been performing pretty well for me in the AKA Ronnie Stanley item. And I said, well, you know what? There's not much better at right guard. Let's go ahead and just kick him down to right guard and see how he plays. He comes in with 87 pass block, 87 pass block power, and 85 pass block finesse. Now, I have to admit, one of the things in Madden Ultimate Team that you should be aware of is that EA tends to skew pass rush ratings of the pass rushers, whether they're D tackles, defensive ends, or outside linebackers, a smidge higher than the base pass block power, and pass block finesse ratings of the offensive line. Take, for instance, the Myles Garrett that came out in the first promo of the year. 87 power move, you can see very easily that he would be able to beat that AKA Ronnie Stanley. And if you wanted to go more recently, you take a look at some of the new items like AKA Mark Gastineau, 88 power move. Right now, the cards in general, the best pass rushers in the game are skewing 88, 87, 89 for power move and finesse move. So in general, this is going to be something where sheds are usually a little bit more prevalent early in the year, but I'm going to take you guys into practice mode here, and you're going to see kind of what I'm talking about with this, because we're going to test items that are objectively, when you compare one-to-one, better than our guards, which are going to be Graham Glasgow with 85, 85, and 82 for his pass block ratings. And then also we are going to test our other guard, which is going to be the Quinton Nelson with 87, 88, and 85. So we're going to see here that, you know, pretty good items here, especially the comparison. I'm going to try to compare Harrison to Nelson and Stanley to Glasgow just to keep it kind of similar in terms of their ratings. But you're going to notice a distinct difference in the way that things shed. So let's go ahead and hit the practice field. Now, while I'm hopping into practice mode, if this is the type of content you enjoy, make sure you are subscribed right here to the Zan Madden YouTube channel. I drop content in the mornings, Monday through Friday, with shorts in the afternoon to help you guys get better at Madden 25. And if you guys want to go even a step further, you should check out my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. I've helped tens of thousands of Madden players get better at the game. And if you guys want to know my offense, my defense, you want to hop into an awesome Discord server, lab sessions every single week inside those Discord servers, weekly tips in our vault, and all-inclusive game plans at no additional cost. Go check it out. $9.95 a month to unlock the entire Madden site. You guys can package college football in addition to that for an additional $5. No better deal in the tip space. So here's what we're going to do with this breakdown. Remember, we've got our tackles starting at guard, Anton Harrison, and we have Megatron, or Ronnie Stanley. I don't know. I've never heard him called this, but whatever. Okay, so we're going to start off here with the Cub alignment. The reason I want to do this is that we're going to cover the center and both guards. And ideally with this, what we're trying to do is we're trying to give ourselves a look at how our out of position tackles at guard behave. So I'm going to just kind of snap the ball and hold it. I want to watch, kind of see how this behaves. You are seeing that Anton Harrison is doing a pretty good job. He's our best player by a country mile with this. We're going to get, you know, kind of a variety of different pass rush angles like you would in a game. You see right there, he allows a shed to Myles Garrett pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and do that one again. So this is a spread D-line kind of crash down. You're seeing these angles coming in flat. You're seeing Garrett kind of demolishing him. You know, in general, there are going to be better pass rush angles than others in this game. You know, of course, we know that to be true. A lot of times crashing down is super, super valuable. You see Gaston now getting a good pass rush angle there. You're seeing Garrett getting pretty quick to the passer with these angles. So, you know, again, you're seeing here that the guards are, I mean, you're seeing really bully ball as it pertains Myles Garrett against Anton Harrison. Now, please keep in mind with this that we are taking a look at a couple of different things here for this interaction. The first thing that you need to understand is that pass block matters, but so does the actual pass block power. Harrison has a master pass block rating of 91 with a specific pass block rating against power moves of 89. When we take a look at Myles Garrett, you see that he's got an 87 power move, meaning that he is a delta or difference in of -4 of the power move versus Anton Harrison's 91 pass block. And he is actually -2 delta on the power move versus the specific PBP rating or the pass block power rating of Anton Harrison. But when we take a look at this animation, you see here that pretty consistently Garrett is getting off the ball and bullying him with a power move. Right here, this is just a straight up bull rush, shoving him into Micah Parsons, funny enough, who actually beat Jeff Saturday with a finesse move. It was so bad that he got shoved into Micah Parsons to an ability to block him while Garrett was able to come in off the edge. Now, over on the other side at the guard position, we have Megatron, or whatever his name is. When you take a look at him, he's got a master pass block rating of 87 with a pass block power of 86 and a pass block finesse of 85. Now, of course, this differs a little bit when you're talking about getting a double team combo with a center or a tackle. So in the case of this example, he was getting help from Taylor Moton in the form of a double team. But if we were to be giving one-on-ones here, you would be able to better see this interaction. So what I'm going to do in our next example is I'm actually going to rush the edge. So that way we have 5 one-on-ones. And we're just going to kind of take a look here. And you're going to see that, you know, again with this, kind of a pinball effect. I do want to avoid disengages as much as possible with this. So I am going to kind of spread and crash down. So you're going to see here, here's Gaston out. Got beat pretty good right there by Megatron. Now, again, I do think that you will notice from time to time that you get reps that are wins from your tackles at guard. I'm just saying on a more consistent basis, I'm seeming to notice these guys winning, like you see right here, where they just are killing those players, basically synchronized swim animations here in this previous rep. So you take a look at how this is kind of playing out. You see that, you know, obviously on the left, we know Anton Harrison should be handling business. He's not. Over on the right, we know that we should be handling business with Gastineau, generally speaking, because he's better than Megatron. But let's go ahead now and put the actual in position guards on the field and see if there's a difference at all. So as I mentioned, we have Quinton Nelson, who I'm going to use against the Myles Garrett, and we have the Glasgow that I'm going to use over at the right guard. Now, one of the things I do want to touch on is that I do think this is guard versus tackle, and I don't necessarily worry too much about whether I'm playing a left guard at right guard or a right guard at left guard. I think the designation of guard versus guard and tackle versus tackle is the way that EA is trying to play this out. But let's do a quick recheck here on Graham Glasgow. He's not a bad pass blocker. 85 with 85 pass block power and 82 pass block finesse. Quinton Nelson comes in with 87 pass block, 88 versus the power move. So again, we're remembering that he's going up against Myles Garrett, and you take a look at his actual power move, it's 87. So again, when we compare Myles Garrett with an 87 power move against Quinton Nelson, who is coming in with 87 pass block and 88 pass block power, we should be seeing a better performance from Quinton Nelson similar to the way that we should have seen a better comparison of Anton Harrison to Myles Garrett. But the difference is here that we've actually got a guard in position. So let's see if there's any difference here. So I'm going to go with those same pass rush angles, the one-on-one against Quinton Nelson. So we snap the football. And you see that, you know, you're going to get a win. The sheds in this game are pretty good, to be honest with you. But we'll play this through probably 10 plus times here just to see how consistently Nelson behaves. You see right there, he actually did a pretty good job. He took the bull rush shock, got pushed back a little bit, but didn't necessarily get killed to the point that you're actually worried about him too much. So again here, as we kind of set this up a few times, I mean, definitely holding his own right there. Now, I know we're only 3 reps in, but I would say that is 2 out of 3 wins for Quinton Nelson. We'll continue to let this roll here. Yeah, and you're seeing that Quinton Nelson is doing, I mean, it is visually different. You could definitely tell here that there is something to Quinton Nelson playing this position compared to Anton Harrison. Now, you might say, well, Zan, it's got to be weight. It's got to be strength. It's got to be something, right? We'll take a look here and make a comparison. But again, look at this. I mean, you see the disengage attempt right here. I mean, this is where Anton Harrison was immediately getting beat. And you see that Quinton Nelson resets his pass block and really is doing a good job. Now, again, don't worry about everyone else on the line. We're just kind of looking at specifically this interaction. And you're seeing that Nelson's holding his own very, very well. So let's see if there's a discernible difference between Quinton Nelson and Anton Harrison that would maybe apologize for the way that Harrison was playing. You see Harrison is 6'5", 315 pounds, 86 strength. Quinton Nelson is 6'5", 330 pounds, 86 strength. So there is a pretty significant difference in the weight. We're talking 330 versus 315. But again, both of these players have a huge weight advantage over the guy they're blocking. So again, we've got 86 strength on both of these guys. Now, Myles Garrett is 272 pounds. So, you know, he's given up, give or take, 40 pounds to Anton Harrison. And he's wow. So Myles Garrett's giving up nearly 40 pounds to Harrison, and he's only plus 1 or 2 on strength. And he's given up nearly 50 pounds to Quinton Nelson while being plus 2 on strength. Initially, I'm sitting here thinking maybe there's something for giving up a significant amount of weight in this game, and that could really make things happen. So what I want to do right now is I want to find a different pass rusher to utilize just to be sure that we're in an okay spot. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move in a different player in the form of Braden Fiske. Now, Braden Fiske is a rookie premier item that is going well below the radar. This card is 297 pounds and he's 89 strength, meaning that he's going to be a big advantage on strength over both Nelson and Anton Harrison. But because he's close to 300 pounds, he's going to actually not lose the type of interaction you would think off of weight alone. Just in case those of you out there think, oh, well, Quinton Nelson is winning because he's 50 pounds heavier. It's that simple. He does have 89 power move. So he does have an advantage in strength and power move. So let's see if Anton Harrison gets beat way worse than Quinton Nelson. We're expecting both to lose here just because of the ratings. So here we are with Braden Fiske. So again, plus about 2 or 3 on the strength. Now, Harrison has the higher pass block rating. I think I just said that he has a significant advantage. He really doesn't, because again, I believe we're talking 91 here on this. So let's go ahead and snap the ball a few times to see how Harrison does. And you see right away, a rip move, an under move, whatever you want to call it, 1 for 1 for Fiske. So let's go ahead again here. Snap the ball. Instant win. I mean, instant. I'm going to run probably 3 or 4 more of these here. I'm not expecting much of a difference at all here with this. So let's go ahead and continue doing this. You know, a little bit slower on the shed, but still a win for Fiske, I would call that. So we're 3 for 3 here. Again, I'm just giving the same block shed angles. That right there was a good anchor by Anton Harrison, but a pretty quick win for Fiske. Yeah, and again, you're seeing pretty consistent wins for Fiske. So I think we're good there. I think we're perfect there. So let's go ahead now and sub in We're gonna run the same defense again, but now we're gonna run Quinton Nelson. Objectively a worse rated pass blocker and pass block power than Anton Harrison, a little bit heavier and still weaker. So we are probably expecting a win for Fiske. Let's see how it looks, because that's really what matters. How do we feel? Kind of similar to, you know, the first or the second rep there with Fiske, but see, we'll go ahead and give it some consistency here. Really good rep by Quinton there. Oh my God, that's maybe the best rep we've seen so far. I mean, look at this. Takes him across the formation, doesn't lose the rep at all, and resets anchor. So I mean, we didn't get a single rep win from Anton Harrison. We've already got one from Quinton Nelson. Let's see how it goes. That was bully ball. I'm telling you, by the way, this Fiske item, people didn't choose him for rookie premieres. So good, so good. I mean, he is literally, I mean, he's thick. He, you know, he gets off the ball, great acceleration. Another crazy win. I mean, Quinton Nelson just destroyed him there. And I'm trying to give you guys the same test angles every single time here. Right there, I'm gonna throw that one out. I'm gonna throw that one out for one reason, okay? The reason I'm throwing that one out, I'm not trying to be biased one direction or the other. This is the first time in our test that we've seen the guard look the wrong way. So he got totally smoked off of this because he looked the wrong way. This could be tied to awareness. This is part of the reason why a lot of times I'm big on telling your running back to look at the user, because you don't want the offensive line to screw up. So, you know, that's part of the reason why I block the running back, and oftentimes we'll do something like this. That way you don't have the guard look the wrong way. I mean, you see again, I mean, heck, they basically stunted right there. They ended up twisting and we ended up getting a win. So another win for Quinton Nelson. I think already we can go ahead and say, like, Quinton Nelson is playing the position better than Anton Harrison. Now, what is the reason? Is it a situational throttle? Are they rolling dice and saying this down, we're going to subtract 10 pass block? What is it that they're doing? That's why I say this is a tinfoil theory. But I think that you guys saw more than enough. I know I did, that I at no point this year, at any point the rest of the season, will I play a tackle at guard. When you take a look at this card, you say, oh, 91 pass block, 89 pass block power, 89 finesse, and he's getting absolutely smoked compared to a guy who is basically -4, -1, and -4. This is a situation where you can say, you know what, 15 pounds of weight can't be the only reason that Quinton Nelson is balling out at the guard position. We made a heavier pass rusher than Myles Garrett to kind of eliminate the weight delta just a little bit. You're still seeing a significant difference in the way that these cards play. So I'm going to go ahead and say play cards in position for the rest of the year. I'm going to bet you guys are going to be happier with your results. I know for a fact that I absolutely got demolished by a 4-man rush this week at the guards, and I got demolished by a player that ran 3-3 in the gauntlet because of these pass rush angles, and I was playing these tackles at guards, and I'm not going to make that mistake again, and I hope you guys don't as well. If you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later this afternoon or tomorrow with another YouTube upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get the lab and good luck.